Yuki Tsunoda is having a horrendous time with Red Bull, as the Japanese driver is now visibly struggling to perform at the level required by the Austrian squad. Even though the team has stated that he will see out the end of the season, we all know how quickly their actions can change if this slump in performance continues. With Hadjar scoring more points than both Red Bull drivers combined over the last 2 race weekends, are we on the verge of seeing Verstappen with a third teammate in 2025? And if not, what do the new regulations hold for Red Bull in light of this? The situation at Red Bull isn't looking great right now. Their second driver qualified P20 in the Barcelona Grand Prix on pure pace and failed to score any points, despite Verstappen receiving a 10-second penalty and Lance Stroll not even participating in the race. The performance of the second RB21 has come under intense scrutiny, as it seems anyone not named Max Verstappen is struggling massively to put the car where it belongs. Regardless, there are some important developments to watch in the near future, such as the possibility of Tsunoda being replaced, possibly by Hadjar. When asked about this, Christian Horner was reluctant to comment. Pressed on the matter, he replied, "I think I'm going to have to take a leaf out of Briatore's book and say I don't want to answer it." He added, "It's early days for Yuki. He's still settling in. He's been in Q3, he's scored points, even from the pit lane. He's had a few incidents as well, so he has a long way to go. We'll decide. We've got plenty of time on our side. The only thing we can do is give Yuki time and support and try to get a setup he has confidence in. Driving these cars is all about confidence, and that's what he needs to find. I think he'll get there. He's fast. He just needs to piece it all together." Of course, nobody doubted Liam Lawson was fast either, but we saw how that ended when he was placed in the RB21. Eventually, the team must face a critical question. Do they even care about the second seat anymore? Frankly, even before Tsunoda, drivers have had an incredibly difficult time trying to find the limits of the car, whether it was the RB20 or RB19. Initially, before other drivers took the seat, many thought Sergio Perez was finished. But now, look at what we're seeing from the Japanese driver. Following the disastrous qualifying session in Barcelona, Helmut Marko stated that the situation needs to be analyzed further. He noted, "On Friday, Tsunoda was quite close to Max. But last place certainly has to be questioned, even if Yuki isn't driving the latest car specification. The floor and some other parts are different from Max's, but he crashed them himself in Imola. We are not in the easiest situation with spare parts, but it seems that in qualifying, Yuki just can't improve. His results are disappointing. We'll have to analyze everything." Overall, the situation is worrying for Red Bull. If they want to stay competitive in the Constructors' Championship, they need 2 cars performing consistently. We've already seen that Verstappen can have bad weekends too. He's not invincible. And if the second driver isn't there to pick up the slack, Red Bull could quickly find itself sliding into the midfield pack. Although the general belief is that Tsunoda will finish the season, the fact that Hadjar has scored more points than both Verstappen and Tsunoda combined over the last 2 weekends suggests Red Bull might consider giving the Frenchman a shot. As of now, Hadjar is ahead of Tsunoda in the Drivers' Championship by a wider margin than many expected, 21 points versus Yuki's 10. Of course, one podium can change things, but even Lawson managed to score 4 points with Racing Bulls since his demotion, while Tsunoda has scored only 7 since his promotion to Red Bull. Verstappen, however, believes the criticism toward Tsunoda is unjustified. When asked about his teammate, he said, "Yuki's not a pancake, is he? He's proven that in the past. He was often faster than Lawson, right? So that probably says a lot about the car. What does it say? You can fill that in for yourself." When asked what Hadjar would need if promoted to Red Bull, Verstappen jokingly responded, "Not 1, but 10 psychiatrists." Clearly, the problem lies deeper than the drivers. The question remains, can Tsunoda do anything to improve and avoid the bleak future waiting for him if he doesn't? Verstappen suggests Tsunoda is suffering from the same issue Lawson and Perez experienced: difficulty adapting to a very unpredictable and extremely hard-to-drive car. While we've seen flashes of brilliance and moments where he came close to Max, Yuki hasn't delivered when it matters most. One thing is for sure, if something doesn't change in the way Tsunoda is driving the RB21, he won't be looking at a long future in Formula One. Apart from Red Bull, he might receive a chance at Aston Martin or maybe Cadillac, but these are very slim scenarios for the Japanese driver. Despite Honda's presence with the Silverstone-based squad for next year, it's not looking very promising when it comes to taking over their protege and putting him in one of their cars. As for Cadillac, it seems like they've moved in another direction, talking with youngsters like Mick Schumacher and Guan Yu Zhou, while for the other seat they want a veteran like Perez or Bottas. With all this in mind, do you think Tsunoda's future with Red Bull, and generally in Formula One, is in danger? And if so, where do you think he can find his next home? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.